Hello and welcome to In the Kitchen with Courtney. I'm your host, Courtney Robertson, and today we're going to be making one of my favorite family's casseroles, and it's called ground beef and macaroni casserole. I'm going to add just a little bit of olive oil into the pan just to make sure that the ground beef doesn't stick right at the beginning. I've got my pan on about a medium to medium high heat. I'm going to add just a 1, 2, 3, 4. That's about it in the pan. All right, so we're gonna add our ground beef. Get that going. I'm gonna add a little bit of salt and pepper at this stage because, in the famous words of one of my favorite chefs, Emeril Lagasse, I don't know where you get your meat, but mine doesn't come seasoned. Again, I am serving this to my kids, so I don't wanna make it too spicy. I just wanna give it some flavor. So our ground beef has been cooking for a couple minutes, okay? And as we can see, the bottom of it has gotten nice and brown because, as we know, brown meat tastes good, okay? So at this point, I want to go ahead and add my chopped bell peppers, my chopped onion, and my chopped garlic. So again, this is about half a cup of each bell pepper and onion and about 3 or 4 cloves of garlic. So at this point, this is when I'll start using my spatula and I just kind of start breaking up the meat while everything's cooking. You want to kind of make sure you're constantly moving the ingredients around at this point, because if your garlic stays on the bottom of the pan too long, it will burn, and burnt garlic tastes really bitter. So you just want to kind of make sure you're kind of constantly stirring at this point. Like I always say, we need to kind of season as we go to build that flavor. So I'm gonna add some more salt and pepper. Okay, so this part is done. My onions have gone from white when I put them in the pan to clear and translucent. My bell peppers are still bright and vibrant, which means they're still gonna be crunchy. And my meat is cooked. So at this point, I can add my tomatoes. Remember, this is a can of diced tomatoes, and I drained them to get the juice out. And then I'm going to add in my macaroni. This was 1 cup of uncooked macaroni. Then I cooked it, and that's what made it look so big and fluffy. And my ketchup. So I'm just gonna kind of gently fold everything from the bottom to the top, bottom to the top. This is how you'll get your macaroni kind of unstuck together. My heat has stayed the same on the stove. I haven't touched it. That just warms my soul right there. That is just a pot of heartwarming goodness right there. Okay, so I'm gonna turn the heat down a little bit. Let it just sit there and get happy. Y'all, is that not the best looking pan of goodness you've ever seen? And it goes together so quickly. You can come home and make this in no time flat. I'm gonna spray my little casserole dish. I'm gonna pour this into my dish, but guess what? The best part about this casserole is you really don't have to bake it if you don't want to. At this point, you could just put your slices of cheese on top, put a lid on it, and just let it sit, and the heat would melt your cheese. So you really don't even have to bake this if you don't want to. Isn't that awesome? But today, I am gonna bake this. Cheese time. I may need another slice, you guys. I have to go to the refrigerator and get another slice. This may be a 4 slicer. Now I'm just gonna put it in a 350-degree oven for about 10 to 15 minutes, just so everything can kind of meld together, the cheese can get bubbly, and that's it, then we can enjoy. The dish has come out of the oven. The cheese is so melted and gooey and delicious it looks. Let's dive in. Oh my gosh. The vegetables still have a nice crunch to them. We just cooked them long enough so that they weren't completely raw and the onions just turned translucent. So we just barely cooked them. I hope you enjoy this ground beef and macaroni casserole that will just warm your family's heart. This is In the Kitchen with Courtney, and I'm your host, Courtney Robertson. Enjoy.
If you like my mom's videos, then please subscribe to her channel or press the like button.